The White House says President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin have agreed on an immediate ceasefire for energy and infrastructure targets in the Russia-Ukraine war. According to Assosicted Press, the White House described the move Tuesday as the first step in a movement to peace that it hopes will eventually include a maritime ceasefire in the Black Sea and a full and lasting end to the fighting. Ukraine hasn't responded yet. Associated Press reporter Zeke Miller says Trump and Putin held a call for more than an hour on Tuesday, working out a three-step plan. The real test is going to be, does this sort of agreement in principle actually materialize? Do both sides cease attacks on energy and infrastructure sites in their respective countries? That will be the first trust-building exercise, so to speak. Of this, can they actually get what is an agreement in principle into something that takes effect on the ground, Miller said. The engagement is just the latest turn in dramatically shifting U.S.-Russia relations as Trump made quickly ending the conflict a top priority, even at the expense of straining ties with longtime American allies who want Putin to pay a price for the invasion.
President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin wrapped up a more than 90-minute phone call where they agreed to begin to seek a limited ceasefire as the first step towards bringing about the end to Russia's more than 3-year invasion of Ukraine. That first step would include a halt on fighting on both sides, attacking on both sides of energy and infrastructure targets, which on both sides have been suffered severe damage over recent years. And then from there, the U.S. planned to extend to targets in the Black Sea as they try to rebuild economic corridors, and then finally a final complete ceasefire to that war. It is unclear yet just the extent to which the Ukrainian government is on board with that plan. They have proposed versions of that, but the devil will obviously be in the details. The real test is going to be, does this sort of agreement in principle actually materialize? Do both sides cease attacks on energy and infrastructure sites in their respective countries? That will be the first trust-building exercise, so to speak, of this. Can they actually get what is an agreement in principle into something that takes effect on the ground? And then from there, it will be the beginning of negotiations somewhere in the Middle East over extending that ceasefire to the maritime, and then ultimately back onto the ground. Really the first step, though, is can both sides sort of commit to this? Will there be some sort of hang-up before this limited ceasefire is implemented?